I'm going to be rebuilding the retirement home Pittsburgh Penguins in NHL 19, and we are going to be bringing that roster to the current day game, which is NHL 25, and trying to win a Stanley Cup in the process. The Ducks still have a prime Getzlaf and Ricard Raquel. Corey Perry's a little bit older. He's 33, 85 overall. Hampus Lindholm's an 85. They got some young pieces. Not too much change there. The Arizona Coyotes. Welcome back, and welcome Oliver Ekman-Larsson. The man is an 88 overall in his prime at 27. Clayton Keller's only 20 years old, potentially a guy we go after. Derek Stepan on the roster. Alex Galchenyuk before the whole fiasco, where he pretty much said he was going to end somebody's bloodline. Boston has a prime Bergeron. Although he's 33, he still played for many more seasons. Brad Marchand is still there. David Pastrnak is only 22 years old. Zdeno Chara, 41 years of age. Jack Eichel back on Buffalo. Look at the players that Buffalo has. Rasmus Dahlin, Sam Reinhart, Jeff Skinner, Rasmus Ristolainen, Jack Eichel. Like this Brendan Montour, this team should have been something, man. The management in Buffalo, they have to just honestly end their bloodline if Alex Galchenyuk says so. We got Johnny Hockey back on the Flames, 91 overall, 25 years of age. What a special player, especially for his height. Gio's an 88. They got a young Sean Monahan who's still only 23. Matthew Tkachuk is 20 years of age. Didn't request a trade when McDavid sent their asses into a rebuild. Your mom's a hoe. I guess not much changes. He's the best player still on the Carolina Hurricanes many seasons ago. He's only 21 years old. Justin Falk is an 85. Nino Niederreiter's on the roster. Kane and Taves back on the Blackhawks like old times. 29 and 30 years of age, 87 and 91 overall. They got Duncan Keith still on the roster. This was pretty much the end of the Blackhawks before they kind of went into the rebuild. They should have got rid of, if they were going to get rid of Patrick Kane, he should have been gone around this time. Not waited until NHL 24, I think, or 23 is when he got traded. Right before Bedard came, Nathan McKinnon, young man, 23 years old, 91 overall. Mikko Rantanen still on the Avs. Captain Gabe Landeskog. Tyson Barrie still on the roster, still their best D-man. Alexander Kerfoot is here. Ian Cole. Artemi Panarin is a Columbus Blue Jacket. He did not sign with the Rangers yet. Seth Jones is here at 23. Matt Duchene. I completely forgot Matt Duchene played for the Blue Jackets. Zach Werenski still very young. Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't have that whole situation he had with John Tortorella. And then Sergei Bobrovsky between the pipes before all of those Stanley Cups. Sagan and Ben are the best players on the Dallas Stars. Sagan still at this point is pretty young at 26 years old. Jamie Benn a little bit older. Alexander Radulov is on the roster. The GOAT, John Klingberg is here. Matt Zuccarello. We got Miro Heiskanen at 19. Honestly, Miro might be a guy I go after. His trade value might be a little bit too high, considering the fact he is a elite medium potential at 19. But that could definitely be somebody I go after. Dylan Larkin. Was he the captain back in NHL 19? I highly doubt it. The man was only 22. A young Connor McDavid, handsome as ever, 94 overall at 21 years of age. Leon Draisaitl's only an 88. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is young. Oscar Klefbom didn't get that injury, career-ending injury. Still have Nurse and Larson. Andre Sekera, I remember this guy. And between the pipes, Mikko Koskinen, and yes, Anthony Stolarz. If we just keep him on the roster, we are going to have a good starting goaltender for NHL 25. The Florida Panthers, before all those Stanley Cups come into effect and they become a juggernaut in the National Hockey League. Sasha Barkov's only 23, up at an 88 overall. Evgeny Dadonov is their second best player. They got Vinny Trocheck, a younger Jonathan Huberdeau, Aaron Ekblad, barely into his prime yet. Keith Yandle's an 85. Mike Hoffman is on the roster, and Roberto Luongo at age 39 is still their starting goalie. LA still has Doughty and Kopitar, still have yet to get out of the first round. Ilya Kovalchuk, right, he came back to the NHL, played on LA for like a season, I think, and then went to Washington, somewhere else. I honestly can't even remember at this point, but Covey had his little NHL comeback, didn't go his way. Ryan Suter's the best player on Minnesota. They got Eric Stahl, who I think actually scored 40 goals this season. No, it was the season prior. He had 42 and 76 after a lot of mediocre years before that. Shea Weber is the captain and the best player on Les Montreal, 87 overall. They were not very good. They had a little bit of a miracle season in 2020, or should I say 2021, when they made the Cup Finals. Jonathan Drouin had a lot of hype, man. They acquired Jonathan Drouin at 23 years old, elite medium potential, and the man was an 84 overall. He had so much hype. Roman Josi, still the best player and captain. I believe he's the captain, maybe not. I can't even remember. PK Subban on the roster, 88 overall. Mikael Granlund is there. there, Ryan Johansson, Kyle Turris, Wayne Simmons, a younger Ekholm, and Victor Arvidsson, and I believe it is Pekka Rinne between the pipes at a 90 overall. I just want to point out the fact that this menu system is extremely more quick than the one we have in 25. MVP Taylor Hall, 90 overall, 26 years of age, fresh off of carrying the Devils into the postseason. He pretty much did nothing afterwards for the franchise, but he still gave them an MVP type year on, honestly, a pretty rough hockey team. The Islanders have Matt Barzal, who looks to be promising. He's 21 years old, doesn't really grow into that much. I mean, the man had his highest career total, I believe, in his rookie season. Rangers have a younger Mika Zibanejad, 85 overall. Kevin Shattenkirk still on the roster. Chris Kreider, oh my god, Kreider is an 83? Pavel Buchnevich, Neil Pionk is there, Ryan Strome, Nemesnikov, Jimmy Vesey, and a 36-year-old Hendrik Lundqvist. Yeah, the Ottawa Senators basically are in the dark days right now. Thomas Chabot, their only bright point. He's 21 years old, 86 overall. Claude Giroux back on the Philadelphia Flyers, back as the captain, as well as Jacob Voracek. And here's the team we're going to be rebuilding. We got a prime Gino and Sid. Phil Kessel still on the roster. We got to trade him. He's not even in NHL 25. Chris Letang, probably getting rid of him. Patrick Hornquist is there. A younger Jake Gensel, Justin Schultz, Nick Bukestad, Brian Dumoulin, who is an LA Kings legend, and then Matt Murray between the pipes. We definitely have some work to do when it comes to goaltending. Burns and Carlson back on San Jose, 290 overalls. They got a older Joe Pavelski. He's 34, 86 overall. Mark-Edward Vlasic is still 31. Timo Meier. I completely forgot Timo Meier played on the Sharks. And of course, Jumbo Joe Thornton still in the National Hockey League. And oh yeah, the gambling guy, Evander Kane. Vladimir Tarasenko back in his prime, 90 overall, 26 years of age. Alex Pietrangelo, I believe, is the captain. They got Ryan O'Reilly. This was the season that St. Louis, they went all the way and won the Cup. So they had a damn good roster. And then, of course, a rookie Jordan Binnington. This was the historic collapse that Tampa Bay had after that historic season. 92 overall, Nikita Kucherov, Victor Hedman's a 91. They got Stammer, Braden Point, like all these guys. Andre Palat, Tyler Johnson is still there. JT Miller. This team was so inherently stacked, dude. And then, of course, Andrei Vasilevsky. He's an 88 overall. If you look back at the time right now with this team, you would have said they would have had a Stanley Cup within 5 to 6 seasons. Well, that is definitely not the case, despite the fact they had John Tavares at a 90. Austin Matthews is only 20 years of age. Morgan Riley's an 88. Mitch Marner's there. Nazem Kadri, Jake Muzzin, William Nylander isn't even into his prime yet. And between the pipes, they have Frederik Andersen at an 89 overall. Is this a rookie Elias Pettersson? I think it is. The man is a 87 overall. EA raised him heavily. Brock Besser's an 85. Bo Horvat. Look at all the young talent they had on their team. I don't think Quinn Hughes, there he is. 18 years of age, 80 overall, the future captain of the team. And Jacob Markstrom is still their starting goalie with a young Thatcher Demko. The Vegas Golden Cheaters being again cheaters. I mean, this team on paper doesn't look that great. They got Mark Stone at an 87. Jonathan Marchessault is only an 86. Alex Tuck is still young at 22. Like, they're not really that great of a hockey team. This was the year they choked in Game 7 against the San Jose Sharks, and the entire NHL cheered. Ovi is a little bit younger, despite the fact that that picture, he looks old as hell. 92 overall. We got Evgeny Kuznetsov at a 90. John Carlson, 89. Nicholas Backstrom before his bad back. Tom Wilson is still here. Matt Niskanen, oh my lord, the nostalgia is going crazy. And then Braden Holtby at a 91 overall. What the hell happened to this man? I think he went to Dallas and then just suddenly disappeared. We got Wheeler back on the Winnipeg Jets. He's an 89 overall. Mark Scheifele's an 89. Patrick Fortnite Line, 20 years of age. Dustin Byfuglien on the roster. Josh Morrissey, Jacob Trouba is there. And between the pipes, it is Connor Hellebuck at 25 years of age. First trade I'm going to be making straight up is Geno Malkin for David Pastrnak. Obviously, the Boston Bruins are not going to go through with that even right now in NHL 19, so we're going to have to sweeten the deal a little bit with a second, third, and a fourth round pick. We are saving salary to re-sign our pending free agents. What are you talking about? Sweeten the deal a little bit better with a first, second, and a third, and the Boston Bruins will get absolutely fleeced by me back in time. We got Kessel, first, second, and a third for Sasha Barkov from the Florida Panthers. Not too much deliberate about this deal. I think the Florida fans will think we came out ahead here. Oh, if only they knew. I have a feeling this is going to be my biggest fleece so far. We have Ole Mata and Marcus Pettersson for Noah Dobson and Devon Taves from the New York Islanders. Essentially, we got Sanheim for Justin Schultz, 1-for-1. I threw in a third rounder just to make sure it goes through, and bang, there it is. My fleecing will continue. We got ourselves a blockbuster. Nico Mikkola, Vince Dunn, and Jake Wallman, as well as Tyler Bozak from the St. St. Louis Blues to match salary. Bang, there it is. An absolute no-brainer here in St. Louis. A second, third, and Tyler Bozak for Shaq Hyman from the Toronto Maple Leafs. No way they're rejecting that. Are they really going to force my hand and make me throw in a first-round pick? I don't want to give them a first, so I'm going to throw in another second-rounder to go into the trade, still rejecting. I mean, a first-round pick for Zach Hyman does sound like a lot. I figured it out. Shaq Hyman for a second and a third-round pick. Consider it a done deal and consider it an absolute fleecing. If this trade goes through, you can call me the greatest future teller of all time. That don't even make any sense. What am I saying? We got Gensel, a first and a first for Ryan Callahan and Braden Point from the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're not going to go through with it. What if I add in one more first-rounder? Could I interest you on 3 first-round picks? And no, they're still totally unwilling to part ways. We're not getting Braden Point. Casey DeSmith for Lucas Dostal and Simone Benoit from Anaheim. And there we go. We got ourselves a goaltender. Straight up, Jari for Linus Ullmark from the Buffalo Sabres. And now our goaltending tandem is all sorted out. Another guy that had not a lot of trade value back then, but now is on top of the world. The Conn Smythe winner in Sam Bennett for a prospect and 2 draft picks. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Throwing Patrick Hornquist basically to the fish for Rope Hintz from the Dallas Stars. And that is an absolute no-brainer for Dallas. And an absolute no-brainer for me. I will gladly give up a second and a third for Ryan McLeod from the Edmonton Oilers. He could be a decent third or fourth line center on this team, considering how goddamn stacked we're going to be when it comes to NHL 25. Another blockbuster deal. We got Matt Murray, Metalik, Sam Lafferty, and Ashton Reese for Peter Boudet, I should say, Sean Dursey, Alex Alafalo, and then, of course, Adrian Kempe from the Los Angeles Kings. Just as I planned, we are going to be at the bottom of the Metro, 34, 38, and 10, 78 points, missing the postseason. But come NHL 25, we are going to be a juggernaut. Wow, Crosby at age 31 is not even going to simulate like he does at age 37. 31 goals, 74 points. David Pastrnak only hit 63. Barkov only 62. The offense back then was just non-existent. Barely anybody put any numbers on the board. And then Linus Ullmark and Peter Boudet as our backup. But Ullmark, of course, is probably going to be our starter come 25. Not a single 100-point scorer, as Ovi had the most points at 99 and the most goals at 65. Shout out to the Sharks. San Jose gets it done, wins their first ever cup, beating the Flyers in 5 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. It'll be a clean sweep for Ovi on all the major individual awards. John Carlson is going to win the Norris. Martin Jones, the Conn Smythe, Pekka Rinne, the Vezina, and we got Joe Pavelski, the Selke. This is a complete change compared to what the Pittsburgh Penguins have in real life. We got Sid, Shaq Hyman, and David Pastrnak on our top line. Sasha Barkov will center a line with Adrian Kempe and Rope Hintz. Sam Bennett with Jarrett McCann and Brian Rust, and then Nick Bukestad, Ryan McLeod, and oh yeah, the big man Nico Mikhailov playing forward. Defensively, we're stacked as well. Dobson and Taves, we got Dursey alongside Vince Dunn, and then Travis Sanheim and Jake Wallman, and then between the pipes, it is Linus Ullmark and Lucas Dostal. Considering the fact our overall is at a 95, we should comfortably be a playoff team, and the odds-on favorite, honestly, to win the Stanley Cup. If I don't win Lord Stanley, I did not do a good enough job. 53, 24, and 5, 111 points, top of our division, so we rebounded very well, and we were the best team in the NHL, so I can't really complain about our record. Odds-on favorite to win the Cup, we just got to go out there and do so. David Pastrnak had a hell of a season, 47 goals, 117 points. Sid had 108, Shaq Hyman with 37 goals himself. Sasha Barkov, low-key, didn't even play that well on the second line. Adrian Kempe was solid. Dobson chipped in on the back end. He was our best offensive D-man, and then Linus Ullmark, 38 wins, only 1 shutout, and only a 904. Perhaps a mistake of having playoff Linus Ullmark as your starting goaltender. Kucherov's going to have the most points at 125, and the most goals will go to Kyle Connor, who had 56. Funny enough, NHL 19 Ovi outscored the top goal scorer in NHL 25, which was, of course, Kyle Connor. And here we go. Our playoff run begins in the very first round against the New York Rangers. It's only fitting. They knocked us out in overtime in Game 7 a few seasons ago. Just as I suspected, we are up 3-1 over the Rangers, trying to close the show on home ice in Game number 5. 3-1 lead after 1. Mikkola, McCann, and Vince Dunn. Second period, the Rangers are going to get back to within 1 thanks to Vinny Trocheck. A man who I could have traded for back in 19, but I elected on the players that I elected. Can Linus Ullmark in the postseason shut the door and bury the New York Rangers? Late stages of the third, 4 minutes to go. Yes, Pasta will give us the insurance marker we needed. Late stages of the third period, game number 5. The New York Rangers season is on the line, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are a minute away from potentially moving on to the second round. Gavrikov coming into the zone. Gavrikov centers it. Lafreniere, please no. Anybody but Laffy. Anybody but the boss. I do not want Alex Lafreniere tying this game up. Well, he wouldn't tie it up, but he'd get it back to within one, and then all of a sudden I'd be quaking in my boots. Here in the third period, Devon Toews, get it out, buddy. Where's Toews going? He's going to center it up all the way up to David Pastrnak. We get an empty net to shoot at. Pasta skies it a little bit too high, but Jack Hyman, Sid, no way! That hit the goalpost. Uh-oh. Oh no, Mika Zibanejad all alone on the breakaway. Zibanejad and Linus Ullmark robs him. The New York Rangers are running out of time. Down by 2, 30 seconds to go. Shaq Hyman, get it out. Can we seal the deal on an empty netter? Oh my god. What is it going to take to get an empty netter here in NHL 25? Will Cooley the other way. He's just going to lose that puck. Sid hands it off to Pastrnak again. Way wide. That's not even remotely close, Pasta. It doesn't even matter. The Rangers provided zero offense whatsoever, and the Pittsburgh Penguins, they are moving on to the second round of the postseason. A matchup against the Hurricanes await in round number 2. Definitely going to be a tougher matchup than the New York Rangers. We know that. But still, I don't really foresee another team that can match our talent level here in Pittsburgh. The team I built is just way too good and should be way too successful for any other NHL team. First period, 3-1 lead. Uh-oh, we got ourselves a 2-2 series tie. Second period, we tied the game up. McCann and Shaq Hyman. Linus Ullmark's been pretty good here in the postseason. I can't really complain about what he's done. I feel like our offense isn't offensing enough. Jordan Stahl out of everybody. The captain, Sam Bennett. Thank you, Jesus. We'll tie the game up. Here we go. First overtime of our playoff run, and it's game 5. Best of 3. The winner of this game goes up 3-2 and has the opportunity to eliminate the other team. So this is a massive game that we have to have, especially on home ice. You do not want to fall down 3-2, headed to Carolina, and have to try to claw back to a game 7. Just to bring it back home here in Pittsburgh. Crosby in the middle. Hyman takes a shot short side, doesn't get through. Nice save there by Freddie Anderson. Shots are 36-29. Uh-oh. Your mom's into the zone, but Linus Ullmark will glove it down. 17 minutes remaining. We lose that draw. Gostisbehere walks down. Okay, all right. I'm not going to complain about the shitty AI when it doesn't go my way. It actually did go my way that time. Seth Jarvis into the zone, finding Slavin. Jacob Slavin, shitty little shot, doesn't get through. And here come the Penguins. I know Penguins can't fly, but it looks like Pass is flying right now. Saucing it, trying to go backdoor to Zach Hyman, who can't really get a handle on it either. Come on, Sid. Crosby wins the draw. Over to Toews, finding Pasta. Back to Noah Dobson. Devon Toews takes a shot, but Frederik Andersen has it. 13:42. Nice. Back to the blue line. Toews again. Takes a shot. It's a little bit too wide. Sidney Crosby. Back to the blue line, over to Pasta, finding Noah Dobson, who cannot bury it. 12:49 left to go. Sid wins yet again another draw. Over Hyman, rebound. Crosby can't bury it. Somebody get a handle on it, please. We have to go up 3-2, man. We fall down. I think that might be wraps on the Pittsburgh Penguins season. Devon Toews all the way up to Sid. All right, Sid, we got full forecheck, full attack. Come on in, buddy. Crosby coming in, takes a shot. Easy save by Anderson. Sid, back to Toews. Finding Dobson. Pittsburgh is moving that puck around. Low-key out in front. How did Frederik Andersen make that save? Game on our stick, and we couldn't bury it. Svechnikov in, over, Roslovic. Rebound! Thank you, Linus Ullmark. You got over there in the nick of time. Saving our season. Sid finds Dobson. 8 minutes to go here in OT. Go no, Dobson. You got to step on him. In the middle, Rope Hintz can't lift the puck off the ice and can't bury it. I need something big, man. I'm relying on Sasha Barkov, Rope Hintz, and Adrian Kempe right now. Barkov snaps it back. D to Dobson. Unloads one. Rebound. Get in. No. How? How does that puck stay out? There is no way this puck just stayed out of the net. D to D. Noah Dobson bombed it away like he was Barack Obama. Rebound, and Sasha Barkov with the game on his stick. Couldn't raise it. Tried to tuck it underneath Freddie Andersen, and the man just pulled out a smelly pelly. Lay on the puck. Try to eat it. Don't let it cross the goal line. And we do not get the OT winner. Not yet. I don't know, man. Is Sasha Barkov washed? Svechnikov, what is that, buddy? That's a horrible shot. Svechnikov again. Coming in. Andre trying to go short side, but Linus Ullmark makes the save. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's break this puck out and let's bury this game. Here we go. Rope Hintz. You have some room, Rope. Rope coming in. Hintz. Backdoor. No. How? Adrian Kempe again out in front. Freddie Andersen literally is laying on his ass because the man does not have the stamina to stand back up. And yet we still cannot bury the puck by him. Jesper Fast. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my God. Thank you, Linus Ullmark. Whose hand is getting raised? Oh my God. Hintz again. All alone in the breakaway. Rope hints to win the game. Rope hits! Yes, sir, baby! Game winner! We're gonna go up 3-2 and have the opportunity to eliminate the Canes in Carolina in game number 6, baby. All right, Pittsburgh, it is a business trip here in Carolina. First period, no score. Second period, 2-1 lead, heavily outshooting them 29-10. And we got 2 goals from Nick Bukestad. Probably the only 2 goals we're going to get from him from the entire playoff run, as Nikolai Ehlers will tie the game up at 2. We're not having overtime again. Yes, Captain Sid will bury it, regaining the lead for the Pens. 9 minutes to go in the third period. Can Linus Ullmark shut the door, please? 5 minutes to go. Come on, Pittsburgh. Move on to the conference finals. Yes, the Penguins are conference finals bound as we defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 4-2. Oh my God, what an onslaught of goals at the end of the game. Taves, and then Adrian Kempe. The boys were stat padding near the end of it. All right, Pittsburgh versus the Lightning in the conference finals. We've seen this movie a few times before. Actually, we might have only seen it in 2016, I think. Up 3-1 over the Lightning against a very good hockey team. Can we close them out in 5? We got a 3-1 lead entering the third. David Pasternak got our 3rd goal. Barkov got 1, and Jared McCann as well. 11 minutes to go. Yes, Ryan McLeod, our 4th line center, will chip in, and the Pittsburgh Penguins will play for the Stanley Cup. McKinnon versus Crosby in the Cup finals. Doesn't get any better than this. We get the Avalanche against the Penguins. The wheels might be falling off the bus. Down 3-1 to the Avalanche, even without Mikko Rantanen and Devon Taves. They are still straight up kicking our ass. Game 5, can we force a game number 6? We got goals from Pasta, McCann, and Crosby. It is currently a 4-2 lead in the third period. Halfway through the third, we're heavily outshooting them 35-17. I mean, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they take care of business and they force a game number 6. Take it shift by shift, Pittsburgh. We got a long road ahead of us. First period, oh no, we're down 3-1. Martin Necas, Gabe Landeskog, and Ross Colton. Second period, it is a multi-goal deficit entering the third. Down 5-2 now as Martin Necas will strike on the power play, and all of a sudden the Pittsburgh Penguins are in trouble here in Ball Arena. Wait a minute, Crosby gets us right back into the game. And then Brian Rust. No, a 40-year-old Brent Burns is going to score? Are we serious? What is this, an absolute gong show? I knew I should not have chosen Linus Ullmark, dog. I knew I shouldn't have done it. The man is a ghost come playoff time. Can't stop a beach ball, and unfortunately, the Penguins are going to fall in 6 games in the Cup Finals to the Colorado Avalanche. Pasta was our best player. He was barely over point per game, so offensively, we kind of struggled. I mean, I think it's season mode. Considering the fact there's no chemistry, players tend to simulate a little bit worse and don't put up the video game god numbers that we tend to see in franchise mode. Regardless, Sid had 21 points. Noah Dobson had 18 on the back end, so he chipped in a lot. And then playoff Ullmark, he had a 9-11, but come playoff, he had a 9-11 save percentage, but in the Cup Finals, the man fell apart when it mattered the most. Kucherov will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. We got Kyle Connor winning the Maurice Richard, Hughes the Norris, the Conn Smythe to Kale. We got Philip Gustafson actually winning the Vezina, and Connor McDavid the Selke. Well, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.